What's up, guys? Let's play some more Run 8. Good morning to you all. We're picking up where we left off with our last Run 8 video, the hottest of hot intermodals that we've been running for multiple videos now. We started up in Manchester. We've taken this thing down to Fitz. We've just now gotten on the Jessup, so we're just a little bit south of South Waycross, and eventually we're going to take it to Jack's Ramp. So I think we've got like 2 more videos. It's kind of winding down, all right? We've got 2 more videos. Like I said, we're just a little bit south of South Waycross. There's a south end of Waycross right there. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy started up, and we'll probably take it to Red Dog. I think Red Dog would be a really good place to take this thing. So that's going to be our agenda for today, and then we'll have one more video after that, and that is when we take this thing to Montrief. So we'll set these Tallyrans off at Montrief, and we'll set a few flats out for a FEC cut, and then we'll take the rest to the ramp. And then probably what we'll do is just cut the engines off and bring them back to Moncrief. Like, we'll do the whole thing, right? We'll do all of it. So let's get this guy started up. He should be good to go, and we need to get auto going as well too. Let's see, where's he at? There we go. Engage auto. And I should have stopped at the control point. I should have done that. It would have been it would have been better if I had done that, but I didn't. Nice rainy day too. I like rainy days in Run 8. Actually, I kind of I prefer rainy days. Really, especially in the southeast. All right, let's do that. Let's get the wipers going with V. We'll put them on man, I don't know. I think we need them just to actually own, all right? Just flat out own. What does she look like? Let's just go ahead and release the air. Get a little throttle. Let's come out of the independent. Oh yeah, we gotta do the parking brake too. Do that with F5, and we'll just get right to it. Get right to it. To see if she'll do her thing, right? Well, yeah, she's kind of moving a little bit. Let's back out just a tad. There we go. We got the bottom moving. I don't know what the grade's like right here. I think it's relatively flat. I think it's relatively flat. Still got a little air hanging on the bottom there. You remember last video we left off, we had stuck brakes on the bottom, a little bit off the bottom. That was probably 100% my fault, because I remember drawing some air down, right, and letting go of it. Like, I didn't wait till it was 10 pounds on the bottom, so we wound up with stuck brakes. I then drew them down like a good solid 10 pounds to see if that would knock them off, and it didn't. Should have done 15. So, but it looks like it resolved, of course, because we reloaded the game. So it could totally have been my fault. It could be a bad triple valve too, so we'll have to kind of keep an eye out for that. But either way, we shouldn't need the air too much down through here. And the good thing is we're on 70 mile an hour running. We're on 70 mile an hour running all the way to Jacksonville, minus let's see, we got a speed restriction at I think it's Race Pond. We've got one down at Folston for the switch, and that curve's got one as well too. But I mean, you got to go through the switch anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then we got one down at South Callahan, right? A little bit of speed restriction there. I don't know what that let's see, what is that Callahan restriction? 60? Maybe it may be a 60. Either way, all right, we do have a clear. Let's man, first of all, we gotta figure out what channel auto is on right here. JD dispatcher, it looks like 29 tone 4. Channel 20, tone 6. Man, I completely misread that. Spur needs some glasses. Obviously, it's channel 20, tone 6. Man, I need some glasses bad. Holy cow. Channel 20. Let's go channel 20 and we'll do tone 6. He's already got us line, right? He's going to say, talk to me at the next CP, but we'll see. We'll try it anyway. I don't want to interrupt our 70 mile an hour running. I should have stopped back there at the south end of Waycross. Yeah, he's answering Bolin radio. Should actually be Waycross radio, I think. They had a radio tower here. Call me the next control point. Okay, well. For the sake of time, we may fudge this a little bit because we're going to get an approach, but I probably won't honor that approach. We'll just call them up and see about getting the next light and just kind of go with it. I don't know. We'll see. He's going to be stopping us up here at Braganza. I figure out where is Braganza at. It's going to be... Damn, I can't remember on which map that is. There we go. Yeah, he does not have us lined through Braganza. Okay. Let's go on with it. I think this is Astoria, right? No. Intermediate. 590.7. All right, CSXQ 121.15 has a clear 590.7. 9023 south out. Yeah, it's coming to an end, guys. Been a good video. I've enjoyed it. It's been a good trip. I've enjoyed the video series. I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. Seems like it's got some pretty good responses, which I definitely appreciate. But it's definitely been a lot of fun. I think I'm kind of in the mood to run an empty coal train now too, and I've kind of thought about running the empty out of the Jacksonville power plant, or not Jacksonville, the Orlando Stanton power plant down there, running empty out of there. You never see that branch, and I don't think there's much on that branch down there as far as like scenery. I think it's pretty plain Jane, but I think that would be cool to do. I think that'd be cool to do sometime. All right, let's get it on up there. See if we can do this 70. All right, so our next signal is going to be Astoria, and then I think we got the distant to Braganza. Rona Jessup's up. So we just now left Waycross. We came in Waycross on the Fitz, and now we're on the Jessup. We got on the Jessup up there at Plant Avenue. And now we're on to Jessup. We'll run down to Jessup to Folston. And we'll get on the Nahuna and then run the Nahuna to Jacksonville Terminal. I always thought it was kind of interesting, at least back in the day. I don't know what it's like now, but Waycross wasn't, at least I don't think it was listed as a terminal. I don't remember it being a terminal. I'd have to find my old timetable. Nah, that's Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. I can't find my jacks. It's around somewhere. I can always lay hands on the Atlanta terminal, but I can't ever find the Jacksonville. I got a couple of Atlanta laying around. I got like an 03 and a 99. But yeah, I don't remember Waycross being listed as a terminal in the timetable. Maybe it was. I'm kind of sketchy on that. It's just not like, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt Atlanta was its own terminal. Jacksonville was a terminal. Birmingham was, but I don't remember Waycross. Maybe it was. I'll go back and look. Maybe. Nice. Just had a sub roll in. Very sweet. That always scares the crap out of me, especially when I'm not streaming, which I haven't streamed in forever. But I hear those alerts. I'm like, who was that? All right, CSXQ 121.15's got a clear signal. Astoria, 9023 south out. I think Astoria is the new south end of Waycross, right? This is track arrangement, and this is early 2000s. Back before they did the diamond and the double track and all this stuff to increase capacity, make it easier to run trains through here. Is that that's a forest top? That's a forest tower, fire tower, right? That is so cool. I had no clue that was in game. That's just been added at some point. I don't know when they added that, but that is way cool they put that in there. I love little details like that. I knew that forestry road was back there, but I didn't know it was to an actual lookout tower. That's what I'm trying to think of. Lookout tower. Used to see those things all over the place. They're not a thing anymore, right? You hardly see them. I remember there was a lookout tower not far from where I grew up. And this actually was close to my great uncle's house. And I remember going there and climbing it. Like, it had been abandoned, you know, but everyone went there to go climb that tower. There's a little place called Potash Ridge. Everyone would go climb the lookout tower until they finally tore it down. Man, they tore that thing down years ago. It's been a long, long time. All right, go by the Briganza DD. This is a nice trip through here. Honestly, Waycross to Jacksonville and probably now add in Baldwood is probably some of my absolute favorite trips in the Southeast. And the reason I say that is because they're not very long trips, right? They're pretty easy, doable trips. Man, they add in Savannah at some point if they ever get to do that, and that'll be a nice little triangle to run. That'll be a really fun area to run in. I like the Fitz, don't get me wrong, but the Fitz is a little bit it's a little bit of a time investment, right? Yeah, we got our approach down here. It's a little bit of a time investment because of the distance, right? It's because of the distance. All right, let's go to towing up the dispatcher when we get down here. We're going to cheat because I want to do some 70-mile-an-hour running, and if we have to, if we observe this like real life, it's going to completely jack up our momentum. We're never going to be 70, but so we're gonna fudge it a little bit. All right, let's do ATMF tone 6. Yeah, we're going to fudge it. If you give us a light. He should. Acknowledge. Let's cheat and see. Not yet. He hasn't given us one yet. Hasn't given us one yet. Come on, dude. Give us a light. I don't proceed with signal indication. There we go. Okay. Nice. We should be good to go now. Yeah, I want to do some 70-mile-an-hour running. Like, you know, it's our only chance to really do 70, and it doesn't look like she's going to do 70. We might see it in a few spots, but this is where she's. There we go. Got it clear. CSX Q12115. No defects. Okay, we're good. CSX Q12115's got clear north end, Briganza 9023 south out. Yeah, I want to do 70, but this is kind of a draggy train, honestly. Like, going down grade in some areas, we may see 70, but this is where she's turned into a draggy train. Like, she just doesn't quite have the oomph to get up to 70. All right, so we got Briganza, we got Race Pond to be the next siding, then the next spot after that be the double track going into Folston. Double track starts at Hague. Hague used to be a siding way back in the day. Way back in the day. They did the double track down there early 2000s. And before they did that, Hague was just a siding. It was just like Briganza or Race Pond. Yeah, she's kind of draggy through here, guys. It's kind of disappointing. We may see 70 coming out of Race Pond down that grade, and we might see 70 a few spots on the Nahuna, but she's a little draggy. That's for sure. She's only 2 HPT. She's a pretty heavy pig, honestly, like 9,000 feet, 6,700 tons. That's decently heavy. That's decently heavy. Especially for a pig, especially for a trailer pig, not a double stack pig, but a trailer pig, right? Like, we're mostly trailers. We got a few double stacks, but not a lot. Mostly truck trailers. You have to have a lot of truck trailers to add up tonight to 6,700 tons. I cannot spot that signal in the south end. Yeah, there's some good trips down here. There's some good trips down here. You could run that Jacksonville freight out of Waycross, right? 457, 458, I think it was back in the day. That's a good short trip. You could run the 214 auto rack from Baldwin to Waycross. The crew change at Waycross, and then you run to Manchester. You could run Q220 from Baldwin to Fitzgerald. That's not too bad of a trip. It's a little longer, but you can do Q215, Q213 out of Fitzgerald south. A lot of different ways you could do it. I think Q215 was he would have been CSX Q12115's got clear south Braganza 923 south out. Q215 would have been I think Fitzgerald to it went to Jacksonville, so I think the crew ran it Fitzgerald to Jacksonville. Q213 they'd run it to Baldwin. She's creeping up there a little bit, but man, she is struggling. She does not want to do it. Another good one you could run a T-Series coal train from Waycross down to, you can do one of two things with that train. You can either take it to the power plant at Boswick, or you could tie it down at West Jacks in Jacksonville. They used to do that from time to time back in the day. If the power plant wasn't ready for it, they tie it down in Jacksonville. So that would be another one. That'd be a good one, because we used to run it Manchester to Waycross, and then another crew would take it to Stanton or whoever, or Boswick or Jacksonville. I don't know what crew took those though. I'm not. That is like one train that I'm really fuzzy on how the crew districts worked out with that, because I mean, technically Savannah ran Waycross to Jacksonville, but I don't know if they went all the way to Boswick. So maybe it always went to Jacksonville, and then they did a crew change there every time for like a, I guess that would be a Sanford crew. It wouldn't be a Jacksonville. There weren't any Jacksonville crews. So maybe a Sanford crew would take it from Jacksonville to Boswick and start the unloading process. I'm assuming maybe that's why I saw it tied down in Jacksonville a lot. Was just waiting on a crew. Could be. Because I don't see a Savannah crew taking it all the way down to Boswick. So that could be what they did. They could have just run it from Waycross to Jacksonville, swap crews, and then took it the rest of the way to Boswick. Yeah, crew districts interest me a lot as far as the mechanics of how that worked out. It wasn't nearly as cut and dry as like most people would think, right? Like even the Stanton coal trains, that would be a Sanford crew too, but you know, they had a crew change at Sanford, so I'm not sure, like maybe a Fitzgerald crew ran it down, because those came out of Atlanta, so it would go Atlanta to Fitzgerald, Fitzgerald to maybe Jacksonville, and then Jacksonville to Sanford, and then Sanford to Orlando. Maybe that way. It's hard to say, right? That should be the way it worked out, but it's hard to say for sure how they would do it. Got our bell going. Let's kill that bell. Yeah, she's running a little better now, but man, she's draggy. Nothing sucks worse than being on a draggy pig. Like, it just really does. You expect to get over the road in a pig and it's just kind of dragging along, right? Like, it's just not doing much of anything. Yeah, the Stanton coal train, that'd be pretty cool to run. Those could potentially be some good trips, like I said. I think Jacksonville to Sanford and then Sanford to Orlando. So those stretches aren't too long. That may be the way we run the empty. We'll run the empty out of Orlando to Sanford. Something like that. What kind of light we got down here? Looks like it's clear. There you go. That's going to be a distance race spawn, right? And then that doesn't even include all the coal trains that came down out of Savannah. Man, this route, like, you guys, like, if y'all don't know anything about it, in the early 2000s, late 90s, there were so many coal trains that went up and down this line into Florida. It was ridiculous. CSX Q12115's got a clear distance to race spawn 9023 south out. You had the Power Park trains in Jacksonville. You had two, Cedar Bay and Power Park coal trains. So that's two coal plants in Jacksonville. You had the Crystal River coal trains. That was a huge power plant on the west coast of Jacksonville, just north of Tampa. It went down to Baldwin and it went off towards Brooksville that way. The Crystal, man, they ran a ton of trains to that place every day. What else? They had the Tico coal trains that went down to Tampa. Those were kind of hit and miss. Like, they'd run them for a while, then they'd go away for a while. They would go by barge. They had the Boswick coal train. They had the Stanton coal train. They had Indian River outside of Miami or down that way. They had, there's one over a coal train that went down around Gainesville or a power plant over there. There was another coal train that went down that way to like a cement plant. Like there, Lakeland had a coal train. There's a coal train that went down to Lakeland. Like, I've got a list of them somewhere. There's like a stupid amount of coal went into Florida back like early 2000s. You know, on up to probably about 2010 or so, I guess, is when they started like slacking off a little bit, sometime in there, right? Like sometime after 2010. But yeah, there was a stupid amount of coal that went down there. And so some of the coal came down on the Atlanta side, and some of it went down the Savannah side. Just depending on where they loaded out and how they routed them. The SXQ 12115's got a clear north race pond 9023 south out. I want to say the Crystal Rivers and the Stantons came down the Atlanta side, the Boswicks came down the Birmingham side, and then everything else went down the Savannah side. Like one of the Power Park coal train may have come down. It may have come down the Atlanta side too, because it seems like I recruited an empty one time. They had like these Bethgons with like an orange. It's like SRJX or something like that, or SJRX or. We never did see 70 that whole stretch. You'll be a draggy train. That's crazy. That power park, coal-fired power plant in Jacksonville, like that thing's completely torn down. Like it's gone. It's like it never even existed. And just, you know, at the early 2000s, it was taking like multiple trains. Wow, weather cleared up quick. Clear CSX Q12115's got clear south Grace Pond, 9023 south out. Yeah, it's completely gone. Cedar Bay might still be there. I don't know if they take coal though anymore. I think that's swapped over to like gas or whatever they're doing now. I don't know. Yeah, there was a ton though. I don't think people realize like how much coal moved into Florida back in the day. I want to say some of the very first unit coal trains that started running on the seaboard coastline way back in the day. I'm talking early 70s. I think that was the TECO, the Tampa Electric coal trains. I want to say the TECO was the first unit train on the SCL back in the early 70s. I think it was. Like I said, don't quote me on that, but I think it was. I think they started the Crystal Rivers in the 70s, later 70s. The Stanton, I think Stanton, their first unit went online in the mid 80s. They started running down to that, and then late 80s was Boswick went online. I'm not sure about the Jacksonville electric trains, the power park trains. I don't know when they started. Hey, I don't even know if we're going to see 70 down this line. It drops off to about a 1% grade down to a creek or something down here. I don't know if we're going to see 70 at all, guys. Yeah, they started, the TECO trains started in the 70s, and then at some point they went to barge, because it's right there on the Gulf of Mexico, right? And so they started bringing in coal by barge, and it seems like they did that for a long time, and then it went back to rail. It was like Boswick coal train. It used to, you know, now it runs western Kentucky down to Boswick. But back in the day, they barged that coal down to Apalachicola, then loaded on rail, and it ran from there to Boswick. So it came down the Tallahassee sub and ran that way. That's like late, maybe mid to late 90s they did that. Alright, well, so far so good. We'll have to slow down for at least the switch, the turnout up here at Folston. We'll have to do at least limited speed. Or a max of limited speed, I should say. We may actually see 70. Oh, we got a curve right here, and it's not listed. Yeah, 65. That's not on the, I don't know why that's not listed, but yeah, we got a 65 there. It's a little bit of a bug. It's all right. I don't think we're going to bust it. Yeah, I totally forgot about that one, guys. I totally forgot about that one. There's our resume. Count that off. CSX Q12115's got a clear intermediate 612.5, 9023 south out. I totally forgot about that. She may get a little bit faster here on us. I don't want to touch the brakes. I don't want to go in dynamic either. If we don't have to. I'd rather be able to just power right out of this dip, so I'll take it. I'll give her a few mile an hour over. Nice, no defects. No defects, Q121. Like I said, they used to call it out over the radio. I don't know why they stopped. Better start powering out of that sag there. The guys closest to 70 we're going to see on this stretch, guys. I totally forgot about that curve back there, and it's not listed in your top menu, your top display there. All right, so we're in the 70. So I got approach limited. Distant to Hague. So I guess we're going to be taking the turnout. This XQ121 15's got approach limited distance to Hague, 1923 south out. That bill. She made her slow herself down. Doing a pretty good job of it so far. So we're taking this down the other main, right? See if I can find it. Oh, where's it at? I can't ever remember that. Yeah, we'll look in a second. Yeah, we don't even need dynamics for that. She slowed herself down way more than what I thought she would. Yeah, we could have hung on to that for a long time. Yeah, she slowed up way. There's way more of a knot back there than what I remembered. All right, where is that? Where is that at? Here it is. Folston, which way are we going? Number one. We're going down number one. Okay, number one main. Yeah, leave it clear. It should have run us down number two. We could have kept our speed up at least a little bit longer. ASX Q12115's got limited clear. Hague, single main, number one, 1923 south out. That is number one, right? Yeah, it is. All right, limited clear. I think the south end of Hague used to be about where the distant to Folston is at down here. I think that's about where it stopped. Have to go back and look. It's like we got another approach limited. Yeah, it's crazy. You eliminate those coal trains going into Florida, and that took out, that like did away with a lot of traffic. It really just did. There wasn't a whole lot of, like a whole heck of a lot of freight going down here. Yeah, the Tampa train, the Miami train, Winston train, Jacksonville train. Like maybe there was a few more on top of that, but I don't remember. Have your pigs, auto racks, and then phosphate. Rock's another big commodity that rolled into Florida, still does. I didn't count that off back there. I should have. It don't really matter. We're not going to be able to get up over 45 anyway. TSX Q12115 has got to approach limited distance to Folston, number 1 main, 9023 south out. Nice to see they added in Homeland here. It was kind of barren here for a while, very early on, right back in the day. Yeah, I love seeing little scenery upgrades. I think the A-line definitely needs some scenery upgrades. It was the OG Southeast route. There's been a lot more assets and details added to the game since this route was done, so. She's kind of draggy through here. I was kind of wondering how to approach this dip down into Folston here, but once again, she slowed up a lot more than what I thought she would. I keep forgetting we got 9,000 feet behind us, so it's draped across all kind of different grades back there. Yeah, they've added in a lot of houses and stuff over here. That's really cool. All that stuff right there, those are new. TSX Q12115's got limited clear Folston. Jessup number 1 to Nahuna number 1, 9023 south out. fast. Yeah, grade's kind of pushing us now. Diamond board here. We have 45, 40 on the other side. Count off this resume here. Don't need to count it off from the switch. All right, guys, here we go, Folston. Actually, we got this 50 here anyway, so we'll have to count off from it. There you go, Folston platform. Right there. Sweet. Big railfan location, right? It's cool to see these railfan locations done. Like, they've done what? Cordell, Fostoria, Folston, where else? There's tons of them now. Where's our resume speed at? I thought it was... There it is. It's up there. Okay. They've done a ton of them. All right, get ready to count this off. Resume speed to 70, dropping off to the St. Mary's River here. Be a little bit of a grade downhill. Yeah, this is definitely a stretch I'd like to see. I'd like to see some scenery enhancements. I think it'd be cool. Through here, like I said, it is the OG. It is the OG route. Alright, well, we should have some good running down to Callahan. We got a speed restriction down to Callahan. It's like 50 or 60, something like that. And then that'll be it. We'll take her to Red Dog. Red Dog's just outside of Jacksonville. It's a whole point. So we'll go to Red Dog. Oh, she's getting fast on me here. Why are you getting so fast on me? A little bit. Try to slow her up at least a tad. Oh, we got another approach limited. Really? Yeah, we go across this over at Boulogne, looks like. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that, guys. I totally wasn't expecting that. That is a distance to Boulogne. No. It's not. This XQ12115 has got an approach limited at St. Mary's, 1923 south out. So it's, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, guys. I don't know what is going on with that. We'll go with it. I don't want to cheat at this point. I just want to roll with it. All right, we're good. She's pre-rolling low amps. Let's wipe the throttle and get out of here. All right, at least get as much speed as we can rolling down that grade back there. Because we're going to be climbing right back up out of the St. Mary's River. And then see, we got like a ton of huge dips between here and like Callahan. Got Dial Hill. Oh, we gotta do the approach limited. Never mind. Never mind. I thought that was a distant to Boulogne. I really did. I thought that was a distant to Boulogne. I'm really fuzzy on this. It's been a while. So we can't just go with it. Unfortunately. Yeah, I think we got some kind of meet coming up. We've got a few meets. We definitely have a few meets out there, so it could be something to do with the meet. I don't know why they'd be like swapping us across mains. Let's see if I can peek that next signal. Another thing I like about Waycross to Jax is you got a little single main running, you got some double main running. Like, it's a nice mixture. High speed, 70 mile an hour. The grades aren't terrible as long as you have the HPT to do it. I thought that was a stop for a second. I think that's a road crossing up there, right? Yeah, it's a road crossing. Okay, here's our signal coming into view. Trying to figure out what we're doing. Looks like we got a limited clear, so we're crossing over. Well, damn, we could have definitely seen 70 mile an hour through here, I think, in this sag, but like they're killing it with these speed restrictions on these turnouts. Yeah, they sure are. They're killing it for us. There he is. TSX Q12115 has got limited clear below number 1 crossing number 2, 9023 south out. All right, go ahead and count that off. Yeah, here's our first meet, guys. First meet of the day. Look how foggy it is down here. That's cool. That's like typical Florida. What time is it? 15. Yeah, it's a little bit late to be kind of foggy. Who's this gonna be? Oh, it's an auto rack. Nice. It's Q220. That's going to be Q220. That's cool. I don't know, where does the Q220 go? Honestly, I can't remember. It was out of Baldwin. I know that. That's all I know. It was out of Baldwin. It went up the Atlanta side. I like, it's kind of dragging on it a little bit. Yeah, empty auto rack service. I got a sheet from 2002 I can look at and figure out where this thing went to. Yeah, we should be clearing up for them shortly. Should be clearing up shortly, a few thousand feet. All right, Q220 looks good. Marker's hanging. Now watch, as soon as we're able to do 70 again, they're going to cross us back over to the other main. There's our 70. And there's our 70. Go by Andrews Road down here in Lone DD. Yeah, this looks pretty legit with this fog, I have to admit. Pretty legit with the fog, I dig it.
CSX, equipment, defect, detector, milepost 610.6, track 2.
Yeah, she's so draggy. Man, she's draggy. If we had 3 HPT, she'd do it. Yeah, she's draggy. Draggy train. CSX Q12115 has got clear signal Andrews, number 2 main, 9023 south out. She is draggy for sure. All right, so there should be a few more meets too, I would think. That Q220 is going to go up to Folston, take the turnout, and go up to Jessup in the pits. She'll change crews at Fitzgerald, and then go into Atlanta. It's crazy how many auto rack trains they originate out of Baldwin, like back in the day. I don't know what they do now, but I used to always think, like, where did all those auto racks come from? Like, seriously, because it didn't seem like they moved as many auto racks into Florida as they took out. Like, they just magically appeared down there somehow. I don't know. You know, like, they took, what, Q215, Q213, what was the other one? Q235 or 37? I don't know where those auto racks came from. I mean, obviously they came from somewhere, but sweet, no defects. 121. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know where they came from. But it wasn't like all those trains originated every day either. Like, Q214 was a daily train. I don't think Q220 was. I don't think Q230 was. I think those all were just like varying days whenever they needed them. And the crazy thing was that they ran, like back in the day, they ran a crap ton of auto racks on the 455 and 456. So you had all those on top of everything else that was moving down there. But those auto racks went to the auto ramp down there in Orlando. Yeah, here go Hilliard. It's nice to see that added in. That was blank for a long time. It was really nice to see that in there. TSXQ 12115's got a clear downtown Hilliard, number 2 main, 9023 south out. Oh, man, I'm digging this fog. This is it's cool. Something a little different. Always said run 8 looks best in like subdued lighting. If it's a bright sunny day, the lighting's a little harsh. But subdued lighting, you can't beat it. All right, well, just a little bit further. Callahan, South Callahan. And then Red Dog. Go down to Red Dog. Makes me think of the kid going, can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? On the Red Dog. Another clear. So yeah, Red Dog, I've heard of it. I know of it. If it's like all the other hole points that I'm actually familiar with, it sounds like one of those places that you can't go by unless they tell you to go by, even if you have a clear signal, right? We talked about that in the last video. Ooh, just ran into a rain shower. Talked about that in the last video. Schoolhouse crossing up at Waycross. Couldn't go by it unless they told you to. Didn't matter if you had clears. You could be running on clears all day long. If they didn't tell you to go by there, you can't go by there. Same thing in Atlanta, Chapel Road. Green Springs Road in Birmingham. I knew some guys that got in trouble with Chapel Road once. It was the opposite. It was the opposite. So they go into Chapel Road running on an approach. And they, of course, they didn't get to the stop signal. They stopped at Chapel Road at that road crossing. And I want to say Mainline held them out for a while. And then he cleared them by Chapel Road. He said, come on by Chapel Road. So they left out of Chapel Road, but they forgot that they came in there on the approach. So when it came around to the next signal, I can't remember that signal to save my life. It wasn't Stratford. It was, what was that called? It was the end of the double main there. It went to single main for a little bit before he went into Atlanta. So they leave off of Chapel Road. They had forgot their own approach. They come around to that signal and it was a stop and they're on a 1% grade downhill. So they got all kind of by it. Because, they didn't go around there looking out, right? They didn't go around there looking out. Just because Mainline said, come on by Chapel Road doesn't mean you have a signal. It's the opposite, right? Just because you have a signal doesn't mean you go by Chapel Road, but just because they say go by Chapel Road doesn't mean you have a signal either. It goes both ways. So they should have gone around to that next signal. Like I said, I can't remember that signal to save my life. It'll come back to me later, but they didn't go up there looking out. And they weren't, I don't think they were going crazy fast through there, but like with that 1% grade and the tonnage train, it's just, there wasn't no stopping it. There wasn't no, I don't even think they got by it that much. Like they may have got by it a few cars, but either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 2 inches or 20 cars, right? It's still by positive signal. So just another example that basically you got to take care of number one. You always have number one in mind first before you think of anyone else, right? Make sure you're taking care of your business. So anyway, I think Red Dog's the same way. I'm just assuming, like I said, I don't have any personal experience with it, but I'm assuming it's the point that you couldn't go by unless they told you to. TSXQ 121's got a clear Dial Hill number 2 Main, 9023 south out. So I think Red Dog just basically held them out of the terminal. Held them out of the terminal there. If they're busy and they weren't ready for them in the yard, they hold them out at Red Dog and then they call you and tell you come on down. That's kind of what we'll do. We'll go up there, we'll hold out at Red Dog. And then our last video, the next video, we'll yard the train. We'll go into terminal, yard the train, make our set outs, do all the things. Gotta figure out how we'll bring our power back. I don't know if we'll do a JSW or we'll say we're not qualified and just come back the S-Line way. Good, I think that'd be the most interesting way. It sounds counterintuitive how they did that. And I even, like, after a bit, I talked about that in a video, and then I started questioning myself. Well, I was like, was it really like that? Or am I just mistaking? But I did some research on train orders, and there are some rail feds on there who were talking about them doing the exact same thing. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is how I remembered it. TSXQ 121 15's got a clear Little Mills Creek, number 2 Main, 923 south out. Where's our other meet at? Like, we should be seeing another meet. I don't know where Homeboy's at. Where's he at? We're going to cheat. Yeah, we're going to cheat a little bit here. He hasn't moved because I haven't AI recruited him. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. I didn't AI recruit him. Yeah, I sure didn't. I sure didn't. That is a problemo, guys. Let's we're going to have to fix that real fast. Shoot, I can't. Yeah, doggone it. Doggone it, doggone it. I can't believe I did that. Yeah, I goofed that up. I sure did. I goofed that up. We're going to have to stop up here. We're going to have to make another stop at some point. All right, we got our 55 up here too. Yeah, by the power lines in Kings Mill Road. Oh, we got a lot going on, guys. Have to make sure we get a good 10 this time so we get stuck brakes. Oh, that's a bridge. XQ 12115's got clear signal Callahan 9023 south out. I think there's another crossing coming up here somewhere. There it is. There we go, Callahan branch. It's been, it's got that DLC now that takes you all the way down to Baldwin, right? For a long time, that was into the line for them, but here's our 55. We can let go of it. It's slowed us down pretty good, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, with this long A train, you have to hang on to them for a while before you can. CSXQ 12115 has got clear signal. South Callahan, number 2 Main, 9023 south out. Love that signal, the double mass signal. Those were a thing back in the day. Let's double check our train here. Looks like they're knocking off pretty good. Count off that 45. We're going to be stopping up here in a bit. We're going to have to. Yeah, he's got us going in at Duval. We're not going in at Duval. Yeah, we're not going into Duval. We're going to take this back from Otto. Let's do that. Let's take it back from him. Yeah, he's got us going into Duval. We don't need to do that. We're going to drop this signal here at Duval. Here, we're going to have to line that guy out. So let that signal time out. Yeah, we're going to have to modify the plans a little bit. Otto only knows what Otto knows, right? He doesn't know the ins and outs and all the intricacies of how this worked, right? He just knows we need to go to Jack's ramp, which I'm kind of surprised he knows that we need to go to Jack's ramp. Because this is kind of an older symbol. It's definitely not a current one anymore. Like it was QO25 and now the IO25 or whatever, so... yeah, I'm surprised, but he's doing what he thinks obviously should be done. It's the most intuitive thing. Like you would think they could, run it in at Duval, go into Pritchard or Jack's ramp, cut the bottom of the train off. That would be your Tampas and your Orlandos, and then just hang on to the Jacksonville, the FECs and the Talleyrand's, and then go around to Moncrief, and then you take care of everything because you can set those out and then you can drop your engines off at the house there. But they didn't do it that way for some reason. I really don't know why. And like I said, that was the way I remembered it. And then I went back to train orders and looked at some railfan posts, people talking about them going in and out of the south end of the ramp, the QO25 and the O26 and some of the other ones going out the south way, going in and out that way. The only thing I can think of that really helped him by doing that is not having to cross the NS up there. You know, maybe that was a reason why they went in the south way, because then they didn't have to deal with the NS. Because if the NS was hanging out over the diamond, then they're stuck, right? Then they got to wait on them. So that could be one of the reasons. It's like, you know, you try to rationalize why the railroad does certain things and you'll never figure it out. CSXQ 12115's got a clear signal Artesian 9023 south out. Sometimes you can't rationalize why they do things the way they do. You know, I'm sure there could possibly be more to it than. But I just know going in the south way would definitely eliminate that crossing with the NS. You know, it's right before you get into the ramp. And I know that crossing is just prior to their yard, so I could think there could be potentially some of their trains, I can't talk today, hanging out over that ramp or over the crossing, right? They could have trains hanging out over that. Like doing stuff in their yard or waiting to get into their yard. I'm just speculating. I don't know for sure, but... Either way, we're running pretty good now. We'll come down here. We'll stop this signal. We'll let go of this train. We'll have to A it because the other one needs to... I guess he doesn't have to go. We could go into the yard. I'm honestly not sure how I want to do those sit-outs down there. I can't quite remember the yard layout, like the best ways to get in and out. So it would probably be good to stop and kind of check that out, maybe. I gotta remember where Red Dog's at, to be honest. Because I kind of think we might be getting close to it. I can't remember where Red Dog is at in relation to Duval. I think it's prior to Duval. I think it's just prior to Duval. Now that I think about it, yeah. There we got another clear. CSX Q12115 has got a clear Ratliff number 2 main 9023 south out. Yeah, I kind of think it's prior to Duval. It's prior to the ramp. We'll see. We'll see how right Spur is. I can picture it at that road crossing there, but I can't picture like how everything else is in relation to that. I just know it's kind of like a little built up. It seems like there's a road crossing and maybe some houses on the left-hand side of the tracks there or something. And I think so. We'll ease down there. When in doubt, ease along. Someone stopped for Rez. Someone pissed. Oh, yeah, it's because we turned off auto. Yeah, they're all unhappy now. We could possibly... Yeah, there's the NS crossing right there anyway. Yeah. Let's knock that signal down. We don't need that. Oh, what do we got? Yeah, I don't know. We're not worried about them yet. Let's take care of ourselves first. We'll get back to auto in a bit. Yeah, I kind of think I want to go down here about 30. I keep thinking I hear a bell. I don't know what that sound is, but I keep... No defects, 121. And the thing is, we are not going to see that whole point until we're right up on it is the thing. So I think it's past this signal here. We got to approach the distance to Duval. Yeah, let's get our speed on down. I feel better about it at 30 than I would 45. Old Kings Mill Road. I want to say it's just past this road up here. Or Old Kings Road. We'll keep easing up here. Yeah, we definitely have an approach.
Ooh, there's some PTI vans, right? There's some PTI vans.
Oh man, those sucked. Those absolutely sucked. Where is Red Dog? Pet that dog. Where's Red Dog at? Supposedly, Red Dog got the name because there was a big old red dog back in the day that used to lay out by the tracks in someone's yard. I think that's how that went down. And so it got it got that name from the red dog that used to lay out there. Maybe. There's no telling. All right, there's no telling. They definitely got it somehow. Yeah, here we go. This is the signal red dog, but there's an actual whole point red dog. This XQ12115 has got to approach distant to Dinsmore, number 2 main, 9023 south out. So yeah, I would call this the distant to the control point that it is. Going the other way, I'd call it red dog. Because at that point, it's just a regular intermediate. Yeah, we got all the power lines up here. I think the whole point is just going to be right up here. Yeah, I see the signal of Dinsmore already. Our time looking like it's gonna be a little bit of a longer video. That's Run 8 videos always got to be long. You know, you can approach these one of two ways. You can either just have a long video, right? Because you can't get anywhere fast on the railroad. It's going to take you a little time investment to get anywhere. Or you can take the video and chop it up into like a bunch of little short segments. But then I feel like you miss out on a lot, right? You miss out on the experience if you chop it up and cut out a lot of stuff. All right, we're looking for that dog. Where's it at? It's on up here somewhere. Yeah, I think it's on down a little ways. I don't want to get Otto back on at this point because he's just going to line us from here. Let's see. Let's try to cheat a little bit. We'll fly ahead. Whole point. There we go. Well, it says whole point for Jack's ramp, but I kind of wonder if it's for Moncrief as well too. Yeah, this is it right here. There's not any. I think there's some houses down here somewhere. Maybe not. Yeah, right here. Okay, yeah, that's our whole point. That is our whole point. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. Alright, we'll keep easing up here. Yeah, it says whole point for Jack's ramp. It could very well be for Moncrief, but like I said, don't quote me on that. I don't know. This is just an assumption. This will work out perfect. We'll probably just go ahead and end the video here, and then the next video I'll sort out our traffic issues. We'll figure out what we're going to do for that, and how we're going to set things out, like how we're going to make these moves, what we're going to do. I don't really know where they set this stuff out and what yard. They may have had a specific yard they put it in, because I know Moncrief is broke up into like multiple yards. Let's see if we can get stopped up here on this crossing. Oof, slack kind of ran out on us, Louis. We may block this crossing. Oops. Draw down a little more here. That done slipped up on me. Come on. You know you want to stop right here. Come on, baby. You want to stop right here. That's it. There we go. There we go. Nice. Right here be good. All right, let's go full independent. And let's fly down here to Jacksonville. Or we'll just teleport down there. Look at it real fast. Figure out what we want to do. I want to go ahead and kind of look at that a little bit. Do JS and W there. This is our next meet. Going to be obviously an OUCX coal train, so it's going to be a Stanton coal train. What do we have? Where can we set this guy out? Like part of the Q215 right there. A few things in there. How could we do this? I'm just wondering, do we need to, like, I guess we could go to Beaver Street? I really don't know how they made this move down here. I really don't. We could go down this track maybe. We could go in right here. We could go in this one. Yeah, I don't think that one. I think if we did anything, maybe go in this one right here. And we could pull all the way down to here. We could pull down to here, cut them off, and set them over in one of these tracks. I think that's going to be our move. Yeah, I think we're going to come down to here. We'll stop. We'll cut our Tallyrans and our FECs off. And we'll set them over. Then we'll grab our train and go on. Yeah, we'll go on about our business, right? So we'll just come out. We'll come out the south end here. Yeah, we should just be able to come right out this way and then cross over and then swing Honeymoon Y and then be on our way to the ramp, right? And we'll set that guy out. We'll set our Orlandos and Tampas out at the ramp, and then we'll bring our power back. We'll bring it back to the yard. So I think that's going to be our plan, Stan. So definitely stay tuned, because it's going to be our last video of probably one of the longer Run 8 series that I think I've ever done, right? Running the hottest of hot pigs, the Q121, Jacksonville to, or Chicago to Jacksonville service. Let's see a sign right here real fast. Welcome to Moncrief. Nice. Look around before getting down. Boy, those are true to life. Absolutely. Those were a thing. Little hand painted sign. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I love all of you. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Don't miss the next video, because it's going to be our grand finale, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
No, big cat, no. Stop. Oh, no, kitty. Oh, that's a MiG. That's a MiG over us. Okay, it's the weirdest day ever. Oh, no, he just fell. He just